for me, it was very important to create a world where this fragility comes from her and her. And that's what Paula does so spectacularly in this production, is that you are aware of the absolute fragility of life too. And so in this particular piece, the orchestra is raised. We're sitting here, the orchestra is raised to baroque, but the singers sing in the pit too. There's a relationship between the orchestra pit and the performance area. And then the last 10 minutes, I mean, it's interesting, I don't think Purcell knew what he was writing when he wrote it, because like all great composers, they just tend to write it and they don't know what history is going to do with their pieces. But the fact that there's all sorts of, I'd love to have been in the premiere of, Le Sacre de Printemps. I've loved to have been there, at many other great nights in opera and theatre. But I would have loved to have been there sitting in that school with all those giggling English schoolgirls when that was first presented to an audience, because I'm sure it was delivered with complete silence, because whatever happens with Dido, in any Dido and Aeneas, when you get to Remember Me, there's this absolute silence that descends over the audience, which is something quite extraordinary about this 3-minute aria. So everything leads up to this aria. And in our production, of course, normally Dido dies at the end of her aria. But in our production, her death is extended excruciatingly for another 5 minutes, and we watch her die on stage without blood or watching how she died, because the how is not interesting. It's more to do with watching the process of her leaving her body, and it's heartbreaking.